Hello friends, how are you all doing? My name is Shaz, short for Shahrazad, and I love colorful makeup. Today I'm so excited because I want to talk about the Fantasy 2.0 collection by Shine by SD. It's these 4 shades. And I'm going to make this eye look for you with these 4 shades. Actually, I'm going to use 3 of them in the eye look, and I'm going to complement it with the Affinity 2 palette from Certifeye to make this look. But we're also going to see swatches, and I'm also going to do a couple of swatch comparisons with other brands just for reference. If all of that sounds good to you, as always, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more content like this. Also, don't forget to add me on Instagram. My handle is in the description box below. Now let's jump right in. Okay, friends, I'm gonna jump into the look. I already primed my eyes with Painterly from MAC. Okay, so this is Wait My Turn, and this is the Fantasy 2.0 collection. I don't think you can see it, but this one at the top is actually green. Oh, now you can see that. I'm gonna move it around to see if you all can see the shifts because these colors are just from a different universe. Okay, and as you can see, these are all shimmers. For matte, I'm gonna use Affinity 2 by Certifeye. This is one of my favorite palettes. I think if you look at it, you know why. I love this kind of color range. Although, who are we kidding? I love all kinds of colors. I'm going to start in my crease with this color. The color is called Ishmael. I'm thinking it's like Ishmael, like Call Me Ishmael from Moby Dick. Oh my God. Putting this color in my crease. So folks, I don't think I've ever used Certifeye in this channel. I think these Certifeye palettes came out in 2019. However, I bought them in the past year and I absolutely love them. I have all 4 palettes. Certifeye frequently has a sale. I think the palettes are regularly like 30 pounds or something. Certifeye is an English brand, and so the prices are in pounds. But I've bought them, I think, for 9 pounds each, and I bought all 4. So, and I can vouch for all of them. The pigmentation is great. Some colors are more pigmented than some others, but they are extremely buildable and they're extremely easy to blend. You're probably going to see that in today's video. I'm now going to pick another brush and I'm going to go into this color called Ijaz. I'm going to deepen out my outer V with this color. I think you can already see the pigmentation level and the blendability of these colors. So they're pretty blendable and they are easy to build up. But for example, this color looks more deep in the pan than it does on my eyes. Now, that doesn't bother me at all. I'm totally fine with that. The quality of the matte is great, so that's all I care about. I can already see that there's been some fallout in this dark color under my eyes. I'm now going to use a little bit of NYX Glitter Primer, and I'm going to put this all the way from the inner part of my lid to the center. I'm first going to go into the blue. This is the first time I'm actually playing with this because I do the swatches usually afterwards. Looks, this is insane. I'm going to try to use 3 of them, but if you all just use 1 per look, you're probably going to get the same kind of wow effect because these are just insanity. Can you see that? Can you see that? I don't know if this is capturing the insanity of the shifts. Okay, now I'm gonna go into the green and I'm gonna put this in the inner part. I have fat fingers, so ignore that part. It is what it is. Going into this yellow color, I'm gonna put the names under the screen. I'm gonna use a tiny brush for this, although these are super flaky and I don't know how much of it's gonna pick up. So this one definitely has a pink hue. It's insane, this hue. There might always be better luck to do this with a finger, but if you have better luck with brushes, maybe you have different kinds of brushes, then do it with a brush. And also please recommend what brush you're using. I mentioned it in the past as well that I would love to know what kind of brushes can work well with shimmers. I usually don't have luck with using shimmers on brushes. I'm now going to go into this green. I'm going to do my lower lid with it. The name of the color is Nadim. And I'm going to go under my lower lash line. And I'm going to use my first brush with the color that's already on it. I'm going to diffuse this lower lash line color. So that was the color that we put in my crease. I'm going to go back to Ijaz with the same brush that I used, and I'm just going to, with tapping motions, blend the shimmer color into the dark outer V color, but you know, I don't do a lot of swiping motions because it could kind of remove the shimmer. I don't want to remove the shimmer, it's pretty flaky. I'm going to pick a super clean brush and I'm just going to blend this part. Okay friends, I'm back with the completed eye look. I also put some of this Manila from Ofra long lasting liquid lipstick on my lips. I've mentioned this before, usually with a super bold eye, I like to go with nude lips. Okay, if I were to judge the eye look, I think it's fantastic. I've noticed in the mirror that finding the distinction between the gold color, which is this one, and the green color is a little bit difficult. Now, that could also be because I didn't put them in a large enough surface, but they all pretty much have a pink shift. I think the blue has more of a blue hue, so it's evidently different, but the other two colors are kind of mixed together, so it's a little bit difficult to distinguish between them. Are you going to need all of them? I think that's really dependent on your interest. Would I purchase these again? Absolutely. I mean, there's just 4 of them, although I think they're kind of pricey. I'm the type of person who, if I wanted to buy these again, I would probably still buy all 4. If I absolutely had to go without one, and this is purely personal preference, I would probably not buy the gold just because I feel like gold colors are way overdone. I'm not talking about this particular gold, I'm just talking about the fact that it's a very common color in eyeshadow, and I've noticed that I actually don't use it as often, so I would probably get more usage out of the blue purple, the green pink, as well as the pink gold. But they're absolutely stunning, and between the 3 that I used, I think my favorite is the blue purple. I'm gonna bring the camera closer in a minute to show you this eye look, but before that, let's take a look at the swatches. Now let me bring the camera closer and show you this eye look from close up. Now let's go into the swatch exercise. Before I start the swatches, I want to say that these swatches are for comparison purposes only. I'm not suggesting that these colors are dupes. I just want you to get an idea of how this color compares to the other colors that you might have in your collection as well. I know for a fact that I don't have anything that is exactly like this, and the purpose of these swatches is only to swatch them next to some colors that you might have in your collection to give you a point of reference of how it would compare to some of the colors you might have. I'm going to get started with the blue one, which is called Take Over. So as I said, this color is super flaky. The first color that I want to swatch is Star Sign by Terra Moons. This is also a purple to bluish multichrome. The texture I imagine is going to be very different, and as I guess that's the case. Star Sign is this one. It looks like it has a lot of tiny glitters in it, and it's a very different shift. The next color that I'm going to compare is Bloom 2 by Glaminatrix. And Glaminatrix's color is also super creamy, so it's not flaky at all. And you can see that it's a lot more smooth and it doesn't have that extreme shine. It's an absolutely gorgeous color, and from the angle I'm looking at, it has more or less the same kind of a teal gold shift. The next color I'm gonna swatch for you is Lucid Lavender by Touch of Glam. Lucid Lavender in general is very similar to Bloom 2. So it's a very smooth base, but you can see it's a little bit more purple. Bloom 2 is more pink, and it's completely missing that extreme shine that we can see in Takeover. And I'm gonna also swatch for you Ceres by Terra Moons. Ceres is also a super smooth color, and it doesn't have the shine that we see in Takeover. I'm now gonna swatch for you Dirty Little Secret from Color Me Multi 2 collection by Touch of Glam. This collection from Touch of Glam has the most similar flaky texture to the Fantasy 2.0 collection. I don't know if you can see the flakiness. But this color is way more blue than that color, and it doesn't necessarily, it's just a blue to a gold shift. It doesn't have the green and the pink shifts. Now we're gonna go into Next Level, which is the green one. Ironically, you all don't even see the green shift. I can see green from my angle. Let me quickly show you the color itself. I think you can see green. It's extremely glittery and flaky, so it's sort of a different kind of a texture. Again, I think this kind of a texture is unique to my collection. I don't have anything exactly like this, but for comparison, I'm going to compare it to Quasar by Terra Moons, which is also a green color and is a flaky green, but it's a different kind of a flake. The flakes of Quasar are much smaller, and you can see that the green shift is much bolder. And Quasar has a very cool hue, whereas Next Level is pretty warm. The next color that I'm going to try is Coalescence by Terra Moons. This color is also another flaky Terra Moons color. This is a gorgeous color. I mean, all of these colors are gorgeous. However, Coalescence does not have a pink shift. Neither of these two colors have a pink shift, whereas Next Level definitely has a pink shift. The next color I'm going to try, although this color has a very different green shift, but just for the sake of testing, is Moon Mist by Terra Moons. This color also is another super flaky Terra Moons multichrome. This might be a duochrome, I actually don't know, but I do want to sort of swatch it for reference. As you can see, it's pretty much a sort of a blue green or light teal. In some angles you get the pistachio green, and some of these colors merge in what they provide, but it definitely is missing the pink hue. And the next one that I'm going to try is Mural by Cleona. Now Cleona, the colors that I have from Cleona are all super creamy. I don't know if Cleona even ever had flaky colors. But ironically, this color actually might be the closest color. Yeah, even from this angle, it has a very similar shift. Still, Takeover is bolder and it's a lot more bright and vibrant. And Cleona is a little more creamy looking and smooth. But I think this color actually might be the closest dupe. Let me quickly do this so you can see. Let me do another swatch on the Cleona just for reference. And also for reference, I'm going to swatch Orion by Divina as well. This is going to be our last swatch for this color. This is also a super flaky color. Let me swatch it on this side. Yeah, as you can see, Orion really has a more of a green and gold shift than a pink shift. I don't want to wash my hand. These colors are so gorgeous. Friends, I found another one, and I promise this is going to be the last one. This is Neutron Star by Terra Moons. I told you I have a ginormous Terra Moons collection. I'm going to swatch it out here. And as you can see, this color again has the prominent pistachio green shift, whereas Next Level, which was our original color from the angle you guys are looking at, more or less has a pinkish sort of a shift. So it's not, they're kind of different. However, from the angle I'm looking at, they're kind of the same color. Write to me below if these kinds of comparison videos are interesting and useful for you. Because if this is not something you're interested in, we can skip videos like this because they could take a very long time to video. Okay, let's now talk about this pink one. This pink one has a very prominent gold shift at the top. Frankly, when you look at it from certain angles, it looks gold. I don't think you all can see the gold shift. I think you see blue shift, which is interesting. But I do see gold shift. I looked in my collection. I have nothing that looks like this with a super pink base and a gold hue on top. So I don't have anything that is a dupe, but I'm going to try to compare it to some things that might be a little close to it. None of them are going to be even remotely close to this. This is a super bright but a very light pink. I don't think the video is capturing it very well. I'm going to test it against Crimson Eclipse, which is a color by Terra Moons, but I can already see that probably Crimson Eclipse is going to be darker. But let's see. As you can see, it is. Crimson Eclipse is a very creamy color. It's not flaky at all, but just for the sake of testing, this is what we're doing. Another color I'm going to test it against is Axis. Now, Axis really is more orange. This is also by Terra Moons, but it's a flaky orange color. So I'm going to just test this just to see. I'm going to swatch Axis on this side. Yeah. So as you can see, Axis is definitely not even in the same ballpark. Another color that I thought might be similar is a new color by Divina called Luna Storm. And folks, I do have a video with this collection. If it's not already up, it's going to come up. Now, this color is not flaky. This color is actually very creamy, and it has a blue hue, which is different from the original color. This is our original color, Obsession, and this is Luna Storm by Divina. You can see that they're pretty different. Another thing about Luna Storm is that from the angle I'm looking at, it has a blue shift, but none of the other colors that I swatched has a blue shift. Axis does, but Axis is not even in the same ballpark as far as colors are concerned. And just for kicks, I'm gonna also swatch Tucana from Divina. Now, Tucana has a very subtle pink shift to a very subtle gold shift. It's not going to be in the same kind of extremity of shift, but because they're both gold to pink shifts, I figured, you all might want to see that. So as you can see, Obsession has a much brighter pink than Tucana has, but then they both have a gold shift from the angle I'm looking at. Similar to all the other colors in the Fantasy 2.0 collection, Obsession is way brighter and way more vibrant than, frankly, all of these other colors. It's way more in your face. And folks, last but not least, I'm also gonna swatch Venus by Terra Moons, which is another pink to gold hue. Pink to gold hue is one of the hues that I love. Again, texture is completely different. It's much more smooth. This is our original color, Obsession. But hey, the pink shift isn't that different. I don't know if you all can see exactly what I see. In the pan, the pink shift looks a lot more subtle, but in here, I don't know. I mean, it's still subtler, but... And friends, last but not least, I'm gonna check it against Oriel from Cleona. This is from the Electric Multichromes collection. Now again, none of Cleona's colors are flaky. These are all super, super smooth. So it's a very different texture. So this is Oriel, and this is our original color, Obsession. Just so you can see the comparison. In fact, Oriel kind of looks like it has an orange hue. I don't know if you can see the orange hue. Much more so of an orange hue than Obsession. And from this angle, Oriel looks blue, which means it looks very similar to Luna Storm from Divina, which was this color. Maybe they can be dupes. Maybe they can be dupes. Friends, last but not least, we're going to go to No Other, which is a yellow to a gold hue. As I said, this is a color that I probably don't really have that many similar colors to. You can see that it has a pink shift. I'm gonna try it against some of the colors I've already tested for the other pink color, like Venus from Cleona, because Venus had a very light, subtle pink shift. This is Venus, so you can see that the pink shift is way more vibrant. Another color I'm gonna test it against is Tucana from Divina. This is Tucana. We see that I want to say this almost has a very light bronze shift. It has a warm hue, and these two both have cool hues. Another thing I'm gonna check against is Sweet Slush from Divina. I think this is from the Carnival Sweets collection. So this is Sweet Slush. You can see that the shift is very, very different. This color continues to have the most amount of vibrancy. Let me also swatch it against Sour Spanx, again from Divina's Carnival Sweets collection. I don't think these colors are going to be any form of a dupe. I'm just giving you some perspective. So this is Sour Spanx. As you can see, Sour Spanx has a lot more of a cool hue compared to our original color. No Other is the name of the color. And then the next one that I want to swatch for you is Daybreak from Terra Moons. So this is Daybreak, a super smooth color. All of these colors are super smooth. So this is our original color. None of them other than the original color, which is this one, is flaky. And you can see that there are really no dupes. This color has a very light bronze hue from what I see. Touch of Glam's Color Me Multi 2 collection has all flaky colors, and those would have been honestly my first contenders to compare colors with the colors in the Fantasy 2.0 collection. But just looking at the colors, and I think I swatched one of them against the first blue purple color, but none of the other colors even visually are similar. So I did want to mention that as well, that I visually compared them, and none of these look like they would even match, which is why I don't even want to bother swatching anything. A lot of them look cool toned, a lot of them are not as bright, a lot of them don't have the same type of shift or hue. Friends, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Also, now you can follow me on Instagram. My handle is in the description box below. As always, I love you all. Have a fantastic day, and until next time. Bye!